When Tom Hardy stepped onto the Good Morning America stage, no one expected what would become one of the most talked-about live TV moments of the decade. The British actor, known for his intense performances and unpredictable temperament, was there to promote his latest film, but what unfolded between him and George Stephanopoulos left the studio frozen and viewers around the world stunned. From the start, something about Hardy's energy felt different. He gave brief, guarded answers, his piercing blue eyes scanning the room like he was waiting for something to go wrong. George began the interview with his usual polite charm, asking about Hardy's transformation for his new role, but then shifted the tone with a question that hit a nerve. "Tom," he said carefully, "you've been described by some as a difficult person to work with. Do you think that reputation is fair?" The air in the room changed instantly. Hardy sat back, smirked slightly, and then leaned in toward George, his voice low and firm. "You're talking about stories from 10 years ago, mate. Are we here to talk about the film, or are we digging up gossip?" The tension was palpable. George tried to laugh it off, but Hardy wasn't finished. "You know," he continued, "people love to poke the bear, but then they act surprised when it bites back." The audience gasped. Stephanopoulos, ever the professional, tried to redirect the conversation, but Hardy's expression made it clear he was done playing nice. "I'm here out of respect for the project," he said sharply, "not to rehash headlines you've already read online." When George attempted to steer back toward the film, Hardy cut in again. "You want the real me. You're looking at him. No script. No PR lines. Just honesty." That line landed like a thunderclap. Before anyone could respond, Hardy calmly unhooked his microphone, gave a half smile, and stood up. "You've got your soundbite, George," he said coolly. "Enjoy your ratings." And with that, he walked straight off the set. The cameras cut awkwardly to George, who looked completely stunned. Producers scrambled to go to commercial as murmurs filled the studio. Within minutes, social media erupted. Hashtags like #TomHardyLive, #Hardy vs. George, and #GMAMeltdown were trending worldwide. Fans flooded the internet with clips of the moment, debating who was right and who went too far. Some defended Hardy, saying George disrespected him with a loaded question. Others argued that Hardy overreacted, showing the same fiery temper that had followed him throughout his career. Either way, everyone agreed on one thing: the interview was unforgettable. Within hours, Good Morning America released a brief statement trying to control the damage. "We appreciate our guests and regret when interviews don't go as planned." But the internet had already taken over. Fans dissected every second of the exchange, analyzing Hardy's body language, his choice of words, and the way George's tone shifted right before the confrontation. Meanwhile, Hardy broke his silence on Instagram with a single cryptic post, a photo of a bear growling, captioned, "Don't poke it unless you're ready." That one post sent his followers into overdrive. "Absolute legend," one fan wrote. "Finally, someone who doesn't play the Hollywood fake game." Behind the scenes, insiders claimed George reached out privately to apologize, but Hardy refused to take the call. "Tom doesn't do PR apologies," said one of his close friends. "If he feels you crossed a line, that's it. He moves on." In the days that followed, countless media outlets replayed the clip, each trying to spin it differently, some calling it a publicity stunt, others describing it as a genuine moment of frustration from a man tired of being misunderstood. Weeks later, during a separate interview in London, Hardy finally addressed what happened, not with anger, but reflection. "People forget that actors are human," he said. "You get tired, you get pushed, and sometimes you snap. But I'd rather be real and make a mistake than fake it for a headline." His words resonated deeply with fans who saw him not just as a movie star, but as someone unafraid to speak his truth, no matter the setting. For George Stephanopoulos, it was a rare moment of losing control on live TV, a reminder that even seasoned journalists can be caught off guard when interviewing someone as raw and unfiltered as Hardy. The moment became a cautionary tale across the industry. Never underestimate Tom Hardy's intensity, on screen or off. In the end, what could have been just another promotional appearance turned into a defining moment, proof that authenticity, even when uncomfortable, can be more powerful than the safest script.